the first, if not the first, to tell her about this thing that is
Yes,
now
she
available.
said she's just hearing.
You see, and this thing has not just come in recent times.
No.
In fact, it's been there for quite a while. So this is quite gratifying to know. It's as it was put, a significant milestone in the commitment of President Tinubu to fostering accessible and inclusive education for all Nigerian students. We've been told that, and some of those things that they sought to get right was again going back to this whole social strata thing of who you know.
Who you know.
Now that has been removed as well.
Yeah, completely.
Yes. So all of this is what do you? Then of course they've also worked on how to make it sustainable, so that they won't just do a little and then say that there's a problem. What's your sort of prediction along the lines of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, wish and notion of fostering education for everyone? What's the impact this is likely to have? I ask this question against the backdrop of a similar kind of a concept. A lot of people, especially in Western Nigeria, as it was called, so-called then, benefited from what they called Awolowo Education,
Yes.
which was an initiative where you had to send your kid to school. Don't worry about the fees. That was a different concept. And so many people came up through that system in society because it had now become affordable. And we're talking about it, that had it not been for that beginning, they would not have been able to arrive at where they are now. Many of them, well, let me just say, some of them are professors and all sorts of professionals like that. So where just sort of casting your gaze, where do you see this taking us?
Oh, yeah, it's a very nice question. You see, with reference to late Seg Awolowo, with that, majority of people became educated. And right now, if you look at it completely, with this Bola Ahmed Tinubu initiative, definitely a lot of people who have not gotten any money to further their education, they will be very happy to get this and go for it. It's 4 years driven. You know, first year in the university, second year, depending on any of the higher institutions you are attending.
Yep.
So, you see, an enlightened nation is a progressive nation. Any person that refuses to educate his citizens is bound to create problems. The way the uneducated reason is different from the way the educated will reason. Their own, those who are not educated, believe that if we cannot have it this way, let's destroy it. But educated people will say, no, if this is this, can we adjust it? Can we amend this variable? Can we test this hypothesis to know whether this will work or not? A lot of changes will take place. One, the students will be able to focus on their lecture. No aspect of going to work outside or do night guard in the night, come back and attend classes. No. They will focus on their lecture because that 500,000 at least will be able to sustain them to a manageable level. So with that, you discover that a lot of concentration will be on academics. The students will be ready to do, they will be ready to do anything to make sure that the federal government money on them is not a waste. Their parents will equally monitor them. Please, this money is a loan. You will pay it back, whether anytime you graduate. Please don't waste it. It will create a lot of seriousness among the students.
Exactly.
And one thing, sir, you should know is that any government, any nation that refuses to train its citizens, they will end up breeding monsters. Education makes people to be able to think, rethink, and analyze. But when people are uneducated, you see the kind of action they will take. It will be very terrible. So it's going to help us because people will go into different disciplines, different aspects in school, in higher institution. Look at this vocational skill. There is a situation right now in Nigeria where graduates are going back to learn. Okay. Tailoring, hairdressing.
Okay.
Then if you start it from day one, if you cannot go to the conventional schools, the university or whatever, and you go for these vocational schools, entrepreneurship, you are better for it.
You know,
It's going to create a lot of, in short, it's one of the benefits of dividends of democracy. Yes.
Indeed.
It's going to be, students will be happy for it. They will be very glad that this thing is a new idea and is going to be very great.
You know, it's an interesting point you brought up along the way there, where even before all of this, there are students that have completed tertiary education in a particular discipline, and actually they've turned into entrepreneurs, not necessarily within their field of study. So that is happening. That is happening a lot. There are people, you know, in fact, it appears that there isn't any combination you couldn't come up with. There are lawyers who now are into the food business.
Yes.
You know, you see that a lot. Lawyers, different kind of graduates who have taken on, you know, dressmaking and all of that. So it's when you just remembered when you mentioned that bit about you know, people who are graduates. It might be whatever it is, biology, history, chemistry, whatever, but are now going back to acquire a vocational skill. Yeah, this just opens up all the possibilities. Good morning, sir, Reverend Dominic.
Good morning to your guest.
Thank you for calling in. Yes, our guest.
Thank you for bringing this topic again, Yori.
Yeah.
I was thinking aloud to myself yesterday. Is there any law? Is there a penalty to somebody who will frustrate this particular program? You know, in Nigeria, everything is law, law, law. Is there any penalty to anybody or institutions that will frustrate this program? Yori, number two, to catch any enemy to this program is easy because you're not paying to individuals, you're paying to institutions. For example, if Mr. A says, I am Lagos State University, you're going to pay that bulk money to Lagos State University. If anyhow, anywhere, that the person is a good student, anyhow, you don't need to go and look for somebody to catch. You catch the institution you pay money to. Am I making sense? So I don't think there'll be much problem. Number two, Yori, is about vocational work.
Yeah.
Most of vocational work here, Yori, you know, we're not well organized. If somebody says learning tailoring, you know, or carpentry, and the carpenter is not well registered, the tailor or the fashion house is not well registered, I think it's where the problem comes. Because we don't have good institutions to teach carpentry, to teach tailoring, to teach bricklaying. That's where issue will come. But about university proper, I don't think we're going to find much problems here.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not paying to an individual. It's simple. If it is photo, if you Unilag, you know who you pay money, and the government can go for it. So that's no problem. Is there any penalty? Any penalty to somebody who will frustrate this particular project? Because we don't need to put option here. Everybody that frustrates this project is frustrating Nigeria. So to grant this 5 years imprisonment without it, it's Nigeria.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, Reverend Dominic. Would you want to comment on that?
No, actually, with the way things have been arranged, with what we have read and heard, I think there will be no much infraction, though there will be skeletal one.
Well, yes, because wherever,
yes,
you know,
like the entrepreneurship aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days before you can pay in money to anywhere, that place must be well organized. There are high institutions that have that department now. And there are some other monotechnics that have that kind of session. So it's not that somebody will just be bring 2-3 people together, learning tailoring or hairdressing, you pay money straight to that person. No, there will be so many things to streamline that
Of
aspect.
course.
And definitely, he who much is given, much is expected. You see, this program, by the grace of God, I pray for it every day that it should succeed. Because in 1982, in former Bender State, I happened to have benefited from that gesture from late Professor Ambrose Ali, whereby he gave us money. Some of us that were teaching, and those who were in local government, they allowed us to go back to school, and they were still paying us that monthly stipend, that salary. And it helped us a lot. You with happiness, anytime you finish your school, you go back to your work. So anywhere government put anything, they will not just drop the money like that. There must be quality assurance.
Indeed.
That quality assurance will make sure they move from one place to another, whether in the polytechnics, monotechnics, or in the universities. Somebody must be accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody
and it will have to be registered.
Yes, because you see, it has never happened in Nigeria. Like that Bender State issue, majority of the PhDs, professors, and the rest, you see themselves everywhere now, they benefited from that aspect in former Bender State. So it will definitely work. It will work. Because even some of us outside will make sure we monitor whether we are paid for it or not. We will monitor it because to make sure it will work. It is for everybody so that this thing will. You see, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not just somebody that will put the money somewhere and allow it to go. No. It's, with his level of intelligence, innovation, and the rest, he will do something proper. And he will make sure whoever, Dr. Akintunde Soya is there,
yes.
Is a man too with a very high level of integrity.
That's the chief executive.
The chief executive. And he will go from one, even those who are not asked to do something like supervising, we will help them to supervise to make sure it works.
Indeed. Well, the president was giving kudos to the National Assembly for preparing it, such as it was when he first signed it. I think that was, that was
June,
yes,
2023.
Yes, June 23rd, 2023. Yes. But we had thought that it would be able to launch earlier, but it was not to be because in the event they decided that, look, let's go back, let's go over this thing with a magnifying glass and see what else can be done to remove some of it. Because actually it was from the commentary that came, the feedback that came, that I think government must have listened and have said that, look, we need to look at this thing again, trying to make assurance doubly sure, and here we are. At least, I remember when I asked Mr. Sawyer, when he was on the program, how well prepared we were now to start this. He said that we are as well prepared as we possibly can be in the circumstances. And I think one has to give kudos. I want us to understand that answer because there are competing needs. Just before you make any comment, Ada in Jos, good morning to you, ma'am.
Hello, yes, Ada. Sorry for that facility. Mr. Yori, either your guest, Mr. Dr.
Enomhen, thank you.
Then saw you last time also elaborated on this. So when I listen to both of them, I feel confident enough now that it will work,
Yeah.
But all the same, my fear has been, as he mentioned, the way he's treating him. Corruption is so much in Nigeria. Please, let them make sure they publish the details of the students these loans will be given to. They should publish the details. That is, let us know the university or the tertiary institution where they are doing, or the vocational center should be an established one, either within an institution or another the kind of established institution like ITF and the rest of them. So they now publish their name, publish the department, the year of study, and all whatnot. So that will be transparent. People can now know when we have those students, because that's what is likely to happen. Remember, it was in this country that in one of the states in North Central, to be specific, in Delaware State, the governor discovered both schools. Go school. That is, they have a go school where money was pumped into it. A go school. The school is non-existent in this Nigeria. Wonderful. But that shall never end. And that's because somebody else went in. If it was a continuous, the other governor was on, nobody would talk about that go school. So what are you talking about? So Tinubu has a lot of goodies for us, but corruption will not let it happen. That's the problem we're having in Nigeria. And then what I want to know again is that the last time the way you were talking, it looks as if the thing is in batches. Is it going to be in batches? If it's in batches, time is of essence. You can't do a loan scheme or a batch. What do I mean? It has to be open. It has to be open until when admissions are finished for that session, If not, some students who are transparently indigent might not get the loan, and then they have to drop. So it will not make sense. The aim will be defeated. So that's what they have to check out now. And then it's true they have left it open now, but let them make sure that Unless they want to make sure they know that anybody who applies and is fitting to, they say it's a Nigerian, but mind you, people are doing mean. During the last elections, they were caught. People who did mean and had the voters card, they were caught in Kaduna, they were caught. So that's Nigeria for you. They just had mean and they were from neighboring countries. So these are the things they have to check. Or it's another country for Nigeria, okay,
Thank you.
better.
Thank you very much, Ada, for calling in.
Yes, that fear, which he said there's so many people might infiltrate the scheme. Yeah, I think that is a very good one. But definitely, with the mechanism that Net Fund will put in place, I think that will not be a big problem. Definitely, at the beginning, things like that will crop up or will come up, but something will be done. Like those days, when you ask people to submit names of students who are in so and so in their local government, so many names will come in, those who are not even students. But this time around, you go straight to the portal, you open your portal, you register. And when you register, definitely your school must come, they will cross-check whether you are a bona fide student of that school or not. Like, if you say, all right, I need 10 people to give scholarship to, I need 10 people to benefit from 50,000 loan. Before you know, the names of those 50 people, maybe one or two might be students. The remaining one are party loyalists. They are party loyalists.
This is a fear that some people have expressed.
Yes, not only party loyalists, call closer party loyalists. They will use those names to fill up everything. But this time around, by the grace of God, everything will work, because when you register from your institution, the head of your administration must not keep quiet. He will verify whether you're actually there or not, because the list will go straight to the head of that institution. Indeed. They will check it. The fear of that madam that called from, it's just,
Ada.
yes, Ada, Nigerians actually can do something. But I know that the change should start from us.
Indeed. Okay. Well, let's take a break now. We'll be right back. And okay, welcome back. And our guest is Dr. Sylvester Enomhen, and he's a former director of education in Lagos State, and he's an educational management consultant nowadays. We're talking about the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund. It will be opening on the 24th, and it is situated at nelf.gov.ng. You could go there if you're curious and bookmark it. You won't see anything more than coming soon, coming on the 24th of May 2024, but at least bookmark it. So it will go live on that very day, the 24th of May 2024. Good morning to you, Mr. Gbenga in Abuja. Thank you for holding on.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to your guest.
Indeed.
Good morning.
I want to appreciate the president for fulfilling one of the promises he made during the campaign. The naysayer told us that nothing will come out of it, that all are bad. There's still the reality coming up now, and we appreciate it. I was able to get educated because of the free education Awolowo offer between 79 and 80 before it was truncated by the military. But when I got to higher institution, it was pretty difficult for me because of my parents who are not well to do. They are peasant farmers. They have to sell their material, gold, and the rest. They take loans. They call it owo elele to educate me. And I have to go to the farm, do many work, carry block. And that was a great distraction. But thank God I was able to get a good grade out of university. And I'm now a registered engineer by Korean. What am I saying? If this system had been in place at that time, the stress of my parents would not have been there. I would have been able to focus on my education, and what I am now, I will attain that loan easily without any stress. So I appreciate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president, for giving us this. And I know that he born out of his own experience also because he told us what he passed through in the US to be able to get educated. And I feel that the Nigerian youth, even adults, can take all of this and use this to exploit the sons and daughters of the poor, like me when I was in my situation before, can get this and can get opportunity and be educated. But my fear is that they should not let this be a curse to the student. Because if not, some of them will go and buy iPhone 15. They want to get the highest, the jewelry and social media and their God with a lot of things. Please, that money should go directly to the institution.
Indeed.
If not, the youth of these days, they value all those things more than even the education. It's like parents are forcing them to get educated. They don't want to make it by any means anyhow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is.
That's a good one. Actually,
Because values are shifting.
yes. As far my own concern is the money going straight to the institution. And if it gets straight to them, the benefit the student might get after they have removed their school fees is the one for their accommodation and their little upkeep. With that, I don't think they will be able to go and buy is it Promas 100 or whatever you call it? Because
exactly.
Because nowadays you see a very young lady or a young boy who is not working with Promas and
they're wielding expensive phones.
Yes.
Such are the times.
Education
People who can't afford those phones really are actually wielding them.
Thank God is 500,000, and when that money gets to the institution, the balance will be accessible by the students, fine. But the fact there is, if you know you are on loan, you go about gallivanting and doing what is wrong instead of concentrating and getting your priorities set, then you regret it because it's opportunity that will come but once.
Yeah, in fact, I very much doubt, but one can never be sure. But I would sort of jump in and say that I doubt that there will be any such chance for such wuru-wuru because the people in charge are aware of the times we're in, and I think the first indication of that is that it's not going into any personal account anywhere. It is going straight to the institution that has been approved to benefit to take this loan on your behalf, and so that's that. But you see, we can never be too careful. There are those who, after all, it's about a reformation, so to speak, of the society and of the system, that President Bola Tinubu had promised. And here we are actually taking it. I think the warning has been made that, look, there are those who actually, for whatever reason, are not happy at all these programs and developments.
Yes.
For some reason, you wonder, why is that? But there will be the naysayers that this thing is not going to be possible. Of course it will be possible. We have to take a leap of faith, and it looks like it's all set. Nevertheless, I think Mr. Sawyer was making the point that very little has been left to chance, and they continue to review and plug and refine as they go along.
Yes. You see, when you say so many people are not happy about it, some people are not happy about it, definitely it will be like that. You say the late Awolowo, great Awolowo, Bafemi Awolowo said, the children of the poor you refuse to train today might end up being your nightmare in future, even to your children. You see, an educated class would think reasonably. So this aspect of the students themselves will be those that will help to monitor the sources of this program. If you are in so and so department and the list is out, your name is not there, you will ask why. You ask questions. If you have registered, or you are in the so and so department and the list is released, you see the name of somebody who is not in your department, and you raise an objection. There is this young lady who read statistics. She was the only person in that department for that 4 years. Statistics. She was the only person in that her own department. So if you now go and put 2 other names, she will say, no, I'm the only person in this hall. I have been here for the past 3-4 years alone. Who are these ghost students? All those questions will arise. People will have to talk. And when you talk, you follow it up. Checks and balances must be put in place. So this student loan, honestly speaking, people are praying for it and people will celebrate it because the poor people will get access to higher education. Who are those who are afraid of, who are not happy about it? The elites, some of the elites, not all anyway. I call them the capital, the bourgeois.
Okay.
Who maybe those people who are not educated, they find it as easy tool for political thuggery.
Exactly. They still.
Anytime you just call them, you give them arms and ammunition, give them what to drink, give them what to smoke, and then they follow you. They continue to do the unthinkable. That aspect will go out of it, because when you are intelligent, when you are in training, when you are in school as student, you continue to ask questions. You ask why, how, where, when. And when you are asking those questions, you cannot be an easy tool for any manipulation.
Indeed.
So this scheme has come to stay, and by the 24th of May, the portal will be open. Though at the beginning, there will be a lot of jam.
Of course. It might overwhelm their server.
Yes,
you never can tell.
Yes.
But it'll all settle down.
But it will settle down.
As I said.
Settle down.
The portal already, is in existence.
Yes.
If you were to check it out right now on your phone, nelf.gov.ng, you would actually see the notice there, coming soon, 24th of May. And so it'll go live. I think they're waiting to sort of turn on the system on that day.
The students themselves, they are ready. They are waiting.
I'm sure they have all gone and checked it out, because
just
about every student nowadays, has a phone.
Yes.
And I understand we have a phone call. Hello, good morning. Maazi Okorafo, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning again.
Good morning, sir.
That from it's 24th. That's 1 week from.
That's right, Thursday.
Yes, 1 week from the date we start. The network accessibility.
Yes.
I think the authority concerns to make sure the network accessibility is very, very good. And I'm still suggesting to the federal government that there is need for them to have a workshop for the school authority, either NUC or Federal Minister of Education or state, anyone or the higher institutions, or just higher institutions. At least this workshop will help their kids. They know the procedure and this. Because sometimes when you say people are said to go and be at the same time. At least the authority concerned, workshop is very, very necessary for them to be updated with the record, so that they also be given the update to the loan board. And I pray that this loan scheme will not be hijacked by the elite. Nigeria these days, everything is hijacking by the elite. Even the poor people that our guests were just talking now, that are beneficiaries, the main actors, the non-students are the main actors for this loan scheme. I pray that as we are moving towards the oracle of the Pentecost on Sunday, that Holy Spirit will touch the authority concerned, that there will be no hijackers, so that the people that have to benefit from this loan scheme will get it that in a very cool and smooth and follow the procedure, so that other people who will be coming after them also benefit to be continuity. Good morning, Matthew Craft from our people. As the author is Sunday, coming on Sunday. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Maazi Okorafo. In fact, I'm sure that because you know clearly that people like Maazi Okorafo, people like Ada from Jos, these are educationists anyway. Yes. So you'll find that this is a kind of thing that's going to really enthuse them. And it's part of the, it's just another aspect of the Tinubu renewed hope agenda. The ruling party is working on the rails of a renewed hope agenda. And you were saying earlier that, most people are happy with this. You are very, very excited about it. We've not had this kind of a thing before. The closest to it, Benga and Abuja sort of related to that, where there was some sort of state assistance. But this is going to be even better. Even Benga himself said that had this kind of a thing been in existence, it wouldn't have been as tough, appreciative as people were, that even that little assistance existed. You can then imagine now. So I just imagine that this thing is going to just be swarmed all over, because as our people say, who no like better thing?
You see, it's a good one. I have really passed through so many sessions of educational levels. I taught in secondary school. I was the principal of some secondary schools, a provost of private college of education. At least I lecture in Open University and so on and so forth. The fact there is, Nigeria will need this kind of renewed hope.
Mm-hmm.
Renewed hope in education.
Really, really.
Let me call that one renewed hope on education.
And education.
When the education sector is good, other sectors will start coming up. You see, like this aspect of this student loan, that 24th, you will hear the story. Wherever they are, students will be involved, will be interested. Some may not go to lectures that day to see if they could go into the portal.
Yes.
And with the way you said Dr. Sawyer spoke, at least maybe it will create an avenue for so many people to register at the same time.
Exactly.
So
I
if,
imagine.
if the students are registered, you print out and your name is somewhere. But then I still have to appeal to the executive secretary. Let them scrutinize whatever comes into that portal.
Okay, one moment. Let me bring on Prince in Jos. Good morning, Prince.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Prince. I'm calling from Jos.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I think the issue is that in order to cover some of these things, why can't they create a kind of commission that can checkmate some of these students that have been given loans? Let's say, for instance, you have let me bring the issue of maybe a parole issue in United States, something of that nature, that someone will be assigned to checkmate what that prisoner is doing. After being given a parole. Are you getting me? So why can't we have someone that checkmate? Maybe you have 10 students yourself. Once in a while, you check on these students to know whether they're actually real or not.
Okay, I get you.
Okay, that's just my contribution.
Okay.
Can I quickly come in to answer him?
Yeah.
You see, assigning 10 students to a particular person, it might create some problems. Because my people have a saying that too much hands preparing the same soup might end up making the soup not palatable. So that is it. If there is a board already set up, and this board that is set up, the chairman, as we all are aware, is Mr. Jim Ovia. He's the chairman of the board. There is executive secretary. So to now go to different institutions and assign 10 people to somebody to supervise, it will create a lot of problems. And the manpower needs may not be there. So I will appeal that let us start first. You see, in every venture, when you start seeing the loopholes. You start seeing the problem. And when you start seeing the problem, you'll be rectifying the problem gradually. And when you are rectifying the problem gradually, there will be no problem. Like this student loan board, it's experimental. And with this experimentation, we will achieve and we will come to a very good conclusion. So there is no way of saying, let's assign 10 students to a particular lecturer, let's do no. But the fear of people saying, will it not be hijacked? If you have given it an open kind of something, open-ended, or it's okay, let the councillor from so and so bring 10, let vice chairman, let governor, let this one. At the end, the children of the poor will not be on that list. So, but this is direct, open, you participate, open the portal like and register. Everybody, if you know you're a higher institution,
everybody's on the queue.
Yes, on the queue.
You know, everybody is on the queue.
If you have asked any politician, for example, to bring 100 names for this kind of this student loan, that 100 may or may not be the genuine people.
Exactly.
Though I know there are so many good and honest politicians anyway, but some will make it look like a rendezvous. So that we will not accept this time.
Okay. Well, so, okay. Hope you got that, Prince. Talking about verification. Elder David, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Sir Yori.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Sir Yori. And David from Alimosho, sir.
Good morning, sir. Please go on. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. What the president is doing doesn't surprise me, because I know from time that whatever he promised during his campaign, he's going to do it. And everything he has promised is what he has done. But what surprised me mostly is that within 1 year, I'll be able to lay foundation for everything I promised. This fund you are talking about, It's just what Awolowo did. I started primary school in 1955. And one of those I enjoyed the free primary education in the old Western region. Yeah, 1955. And he introduced so many things that make it very easy for parents. That was why in the old Western region, including Edo and Delta, is the most civilized part of Nigeria today, where you have the best professor and others. May God bless this president. I always said this, I'm not playing politics. Now, what they have done within 1 year is more than what PDP government have done for the past 16 years. The issue of this fund, whether you are selling pepper, you are selling the provider, you can identify your children and you sign for them, they will enjoy it.
Indeed.
It's free education.
All right.
And it has to make it that those who feel that their children cannot be able to attend school, borrow money and others, they are making it very easy for them.
All right.
And God will bless this government. And that is why I have been saying it since 2021, that this government has come, APC have come to change. I am not playing politics. And by the grace of God, God will bless every Nigerian. And God will bless Tinubu and his team. The only thing Nigerians should be patient. They have laid foundation for everything they want to do.
All right.
During his campaign, everything they want to do is what they have started now.
Okay.
It's just a question of patience. Before ending of this year, you will see wonders.
All right then.
Everything will calm down. And God will...
Thank you very much, Elder David, calling in from Alimosho there, like millions of other people, and very enthused of this idea. Now, we've spoken about this and this particular project, this Nigerian Education Loan Fund. But then, rightly so, we've spoken about it at least, maybe this might even be the third time in very, very recent time. But you see, it's because of how exciting the whole concept is. And this time, for those who might say that, but you people, you've talked about this. Even NEL Fund itself has said that it is going all over the place, all over the country, to enlighten people. And we're talking about it again this time upon the fact that it has been officially announced that it is going to go live. The portal is going to go live. By now, many people might have just pecked at their phones and have checked what is at nelf.gov.ng and seen that it's a standby notice. It's a page holder, and what it is saying is that coming soon. And I imagine that people are just waiting with excitement for the 24th when it shall indeed go live. Now, maybe just a little time, you spent a little time about the number of people that will want to access this loan. It's aimed at the youth primarily, I wonder, because everything must be done digitally now, either on a laptop or on your phone, people have made the observation that in places where it really matters, can they have digital, do they have network up to those places, even though our telephony networks who, carry data for us, they're pretty widespread. Do you have any concerns in that area?
Yeah, as for network, actually, is at times not very reliable in most parts of the country. And there are some higher institutions in rural areas where there are even no electricity. But then, because of the importance, wherever those students are, they will go out to make sure they register. During the NIM of 18, those in the villages and the rest, they went out to go and register. So if the portal is opened, they will get
people will find a way.
Will find a way of doing the registration.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, until you get your network, no, it will not work.
No,
because you know the importance of it.
Exactly.
You see, like what Eda just said now, that this scheme during Awolowo era and the rest really enabled so many people to be educated. That's how this should be a reference point. You cannot give what you don't have. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, he have the zeal, he have the interest of these masses. He used to sit there along the line.
Exactly.
The Chinese say, don't give me fish, show me how to fish. So, if these people now get access to education, a lot of things will change. Well, people went to anywhere to register their NIM, their BVN and so on. this one, the student, no matter wherever you want them to go and register,
They will
go
position-
for it.
they will position
Even if you
themselves.
require them to sleep over and over again. They will
Exactly.
do.
They
Look
will
at
position themselves.
the JAM exams and the rest. People at times they sleep there because some people will have their paper by 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So this one is for the benefit of the student, the masses, the poor students,
Indeed.
the poorest of the poor students. Even if they are sleeping, their father will say, look, have you registered? You continue to echo it.
All right,
But
then.
sensitization is very, very necessary.
And
Therefore, should try as much as possible to let people know, that this is it, this is real. Policy formulation is one thing.
Nelford has assured us that they are
Implementation
is
and evaluation is the other.
okay.
With this policy formulation now, immediately the portal is open. Let them go out and look at how the implementation is going on.
All right.
And later, they will go for evaluation to know whether the people who this scheme is made for, are they really the people who are getting it?
We're going to have to leave it
So,
there. But these are pointers to note. And I want to thank you very much, sir, Dr. Sylvester Enomhen, former Director, Education, Lagos State Education District 5, and educational management consultant now. Thank you very much for coming on the
Thank
program.
you very much for having me.
Exactly.
It's my pleasure because this government, they have renewed hope, will definitely be renewed, and the hope we will get it.
There's nothing more to add.
Thank you very much.
All right, then.